And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Papago Park. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage in the 2016 National Classic put on by Southwest Woodbat Classics, and we are underway in the Futures Division Championship game. And it features the Chandler Lobos and Westwood in this championship game. Drew Gallegos leads off for the Chandler Lobos. And he's fouled that pitch out of play as we get underway and settled in here from Papago Park. Final day of this weekend tournament from Papago Park. And another off-speed pitch. That one is outside to Gallegos, the leadoff hitter, starting in center field today for the Lobos. Kiki Cardenas, the starting pitcher for Westwood, taking a little walk around the mound as he tries to get dialed in here in the top of the first inning. And there's a slow ground ball over to the left side, scooped up there, and a throw across to first base, and that is in time, and the leadoff hitter is retired. A ground out gets things started here in the first inning. And that'll bring up the catcher, Cody Brown, as we get you through the lineup for the Chandler Lobos. Again, Gallegos leading off in center field. Cody Brown batting second and catching. Hitting third is the pitcher, Luke Bass. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing third base is Francisco Martinez. So the pitch is over for a strike. So Brown takes that one, and the count is 0-1. And the next pitch high for a ball. 1-1 the count. So Gallegos, Brown, Baston, Martinez. Dalton Coleman bats fifth. Isaac Contreras at second base bats sixth. Efren Manso, the shortstop, is seventh. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Brent Renteria. Trevor Vega is an extra hitter. He bats ninth. And then Robbie Hanford starts in right field and rounds out the order, batting 10th. 2 balls and a strike on Brown. The next one is outside, and the count moves to 3-1. 1 out, base is empty, just getting settled in the top of the first from Papago Park. And after the timeout, the next one of Brown misses outside, and Cody is a 1-out base runner. On to first base he goes by way of the walk. Luke Bass will step in as Brown comes off the field. Drew Gallegos back on, and he will run as a courtesy runner at first base for Chandler. See if we can get you through the Westwood defense as Luke Bass is ready to step in. Emilio Ibarra starts in left field for Westwood. It's Edgar Espinoza in center field, and Skylar Buck is in right. First one to Bass, misses for a ball. The Westwood infield, Jose Apodaca starts at third base. The shortstop is Max Carrillo. As the throw goes over to first and the runner back. Starting at second for Westwood is Dylan Date, and Michael Perez is the first baseman. Eric Ortiz works behind the plate catching Cardenas. Yeah, that pitch called a ball, and visible reaction there from Cardenas, thinking that maybe got the outside corner there, but not so, says the plate umpire. The count goes to 2-0. Gallegos running for Brown at first base with 1 out in the top of the first. And the 2-0 pitch. Hard shot hit the other way, past the diving shortstop Carrillo, and that's into left field, a base hit. And that puts 2 aboard with 1 out. Bass with a sharp single into left. Going to get another courtesy runner, this time for the pitcher Bass. And it's Jackson Scott that will run at first base. So 2 aboard with 1 out for Francisco Martinez, the third baseman. First pitch to Martinez, over for strike one. And the next one low and in, and that's off the glove of the catcher Ortiz, and that will move the runners up 90 feet. Sounded like that was a catchable delivery from Cardenas, so I think that'll go as a passed ball. Whether a passed ball or a wild pitch, the runners move up, as I said, 90 feet, and so now two in scoring position, and the next one to Martinez misses for a ball. It's 2-1. Infield comes into about halfway, I guess, not quite on the grass. The next one high, 3-1. They count. Another timeout. Ortiz is out to talk to his pitcher. And we get back to play. Martinez has taken a pitch for a strike to run the count full, 3-2. And the pitch low and away, and it's ball four. So Martinez walks. Second one given up by Kiki Cardenas here in the top of the first inning, and that loads the bases for the Lobos. And the batter will be Dalton Coleman. First pitch to Coleman outside for ball one. Well, a great opportunity here for the Lobos to get things going. Batting in the top of the first inning, bases loaded and just one out. And there's a ground ball hit up the middle, knocked down at second, flipped to second for the out. On to first base, the throw comes off, but the tag is made. And that's a double play to end the inning, I believe. Throw comes to the plate, but there's 3 outs in the inning, so no run there. I'm not sure, I guess just lost track of the outs, but Westwood turns a double play. Martinez forced 4-6 for the second out, and then a 6-3 throw to first base doubles up Dalton Coleman and ends the inning for Chandler. No runs, a hit, a couple of walks, and 2 runners left on base after having a play. Chandler nothing. Westwood coming up. Max Correa, the leadoff hitter for Westwood in the bottom of the first inning, takes up and in for ball one. And the 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike, and the count 1-1. So Correa, the leadoff hitter. Eric Ortiz bats second and catches. Pitches a ball, 2-1. Hitting third is the center fielder Edgar Espinoza. Jose Apodaca bats fourth and plays third base. And Kiki Cardenas, the pitcher, is fifth. Hitting sixth at first base, Michael Perez. The next one outside, 3-1 the count. Skylar Buck will hit seventh and play right field. AJ Lavario, the extra hitter, is eighth. Batting ninth, Emilio Ibarra in left field. And the number 10 hitter is Dylan Date. He starts at second base. There's a ground ball out to the Chandler second baseman. Contreras picks it up. Throws wide of the bag at first, though. That's going to get away and go all the way to the backstop, or to the fence anyway, behind first base. And a throw on a second, not in time. That'll be a two-base throwing error on Contreras to put Carrillo at second base for Eric Ortiz. And a ground ball out to short, scooped up there. Runner chase back to second base, and a throw on to first is in time. Ortiz grounds out 6-3, and again Carrillo has to stay put at second base. Now Edgar Espinoza with a runner at second base and one away. And the first pitch on the way, and a slow ground ball over to Manzo, the shortstop. He's got it, throws high at first base. That's over the head of the first baseman, Coleman. That's going to go down the line. Runner's going to be waved around and will score. And the throw goes across the diamond to third base. Not in time as Espinoza makes his way all the way around to third. Second throwing error of the inning for the Lobos, and Westwood has a run in the bottom of the first inning as Carrillo scores. And as I mentioned, Espinoza all the way around to third base. And now the batter is Jose Apodaca. And the first pitch to Apodaca over for a strike. And the next pitch high, and the count goes to 1-1. The defense for the Lobos, it's Renteria in left field, Gallegos in center, and Hanford in right. Martinez at third, Manzo the shortstop, Contreras at second, and Coleman at first. The next one is high, 2-1. And then the battery for Chandler is Luke Bass the pitcher, Cody Brown the catcher. And the 2-1 pitch is up and in, 3 balls and a strike. 1 on, 1 out, 1 in for Westwood in the bottom of the first. And the next pitch high for ball 4, and that will send Apodaca to first base. As he walks, it'll bring up Kiki Cardenas, the starting pitcher for Westwood. Yeah, Cardenas in and ready with runners at the corners. Bass with a set, and the right-hander's first one on the way, and it's over the outside corner for a strike. And it's 0-1. Espinoza at third, Apodaca at first. Bass steps off and the runner back. Now they turn and throw to first and the runner back. And the lead again off first base. Apodaca takes off. The ball pulled foul on the ground on the first base side, and the count moves to 0-2. Next one misses for a ball. 1-2 the count. 1-0 our score. Westwood with the lead, and they bat in the bottom of the first. And that ball hit down the right field line. That's a fair ball. A run will score. Throw comes into the middle of the infield, but an RBI base hit for Cardenas, and it's 2-0 Westwood. Espinosa scored. Apodaca went from first to third. And Cardenas aborted first, although now he comes off for a courtesy runner. Alan Rodriguez will run at first base for the pitcher. 2-0 our score in the bottom of the first inning, and the batter is Michael Perez. Runner goes. The pitch high, and a throw to second base is, well, they tried to cut it off and couldn't. It got all the way through, but still not in time, and so Rodriguez steals second base. And now 2 in scoring position for Westwood. Already up 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning and looking for more. And that ball popped up. That'll get over the backstop and out of play. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. It's the Futures Division Championship game of the 2016 National Classic, put on by Southwest Woodbat Classics here from Papago Park. And a pop-up over near the third base side that gets out of play, and the count goes to 1-2. And a couple of throwing errors in the inning, and it's unearned runs for Westwood, but they'll take them however they can get them. One ball, 2 strikes. And a pitch off the plate, and the count goes to 2-2. Apodaca leading off third, Rodriguez off second. Bass, the right-hander, with a pitch to the plate, swinging a foul tip into the glove, and Perez strikes out for out number 2. And a fly ball hit well out to center field and over the head of the center fielder Gallegos. Apodaca scores. Rodriguez around to score, and sliding in at second base safely is Skylar Buck as he gets a 2-run double and makes it 4-0 Westwood. A.J. Lavario at the plate takes strike 1. Next one up and in, and the count 1-1. One ball, 1 strike on A.J. Lavario, the extra hitter for Westwood. And that pitch over for a strike, and the count 1-2. Next one lowered away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the inning, but it's been a 4-run bottom of the first for Westwood. They lead Chandler 4-0. And a swing and a miss gets Lavario, and Westwood done in the first inning, but they score 4 unearned runs on a couple of base hits, 2 errors in the inning, and a runner left on after an inning of play. Westwood 4, Chandler 0. Isaac Contreras leads out for Chandler in the top of the second inning, takes strike 1 from Kiki Cardenas. Lifts the next one over on the right side, just onto the outfield grass, and Date over to make the running grab. So Contreras the first out in the second inning, brings up our friend Manzo. First one of Manzo over for a strike. Brent Renteria follows for the Chandler Lobos here in the second. And that ball hit back up the middle and into center field. That's a one-out base hit. Manzo with a single. Aboard at first base. Brent Renteria makes his way into the batter's box. Swing and a miss for a strike. Chandler down 4-0 as they bat in the top of the second. And a pitch inside for a ball, and they count 1-1. Next one bounced in there, blocked by Ortiz. Now 2 balls and a strike. And there's a pitch over for a strike. Count now 2-2. Runner goes. There's a swing and a miss, and they throw wide of the bag, but they're going to call batter interference as Renteria came across the plate and impeded Ortiz in his chance to throw to second base. So it'll go as a strikeout for out number 2, and then a batter interference to retire Manzo running at, or on his way anyway, to second base. So that will do it for Chandler. They do not score. And after an inning and a half, trail Westwood 4-0. Emilio Ibarra leads off for Westwood in the bottom of the second. Takes strike 1 from Luke Bass. And next pitch off the end of the bat, rolled over to the right side. Contreras bobbles, throws, and not in time at first base. And E4 starts the inning. That's how the first inning started for Westwood, and it led to 4 unearned runs. We'll see what happens here in the second. Now Dylan Date, the number 10 hitter, in to bat for Westwood, trying to bunt. Bunts through the pitch, and a throw down to first base, not in time as Ibarra gets back. Now Bass sets, and the next pitch on the way. The ball bunted at. Date didn't get the bat pulled back in time, and he goes down on the count, 0-2. Bass steps off. Toss over to first and the runner back. And the ball fouled off, and we stay 0-2. Pitch misses for a ball, 1-2 the count. Bass with a set. The 1-2 pitch is high, and it's 2-2. Bluff of the throw down to first. Nothing happening there. Yeah, pitch bounced in. The count goes to 3-2. Yeah, runner goes. The pitch misses for ball 4. A lengthy at-bat there. 7 pitches. Goes to Date as he draws the walk and pushes a bar to second base. So now 2 aboard with nobody out in the inning. And it's to the top of the order for Max Carrillo. Carrillo reached on an error and scored in the first. And a pop up. First base side in foul territory. It's a long run, and Coleman ran out of room over there on the first base side at strike 1. A ball and a strike the count. Bass, the right-hander, ready. And that's high, 2-1. And that ball lifted into right field, playable out there. Hanford circling under it makes the catch. And a throw back into the middle of the infield, runners hole. Hanford puts the ball away for out number 1, retires Carrillo, and it brings up Eric Ortiz. First one to Ortiz, low and away for a ball. Eric grounded out to shortstop his first time up. And that ball hit sharply out to the second baseman Contreras. To Manzo for the out, on to first base. A double play. 4-6-3 on the double play, and that ends the threat for Westwood in the second. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left. After 2, it's still Westwood 4 and Chandler nothing. Trevor Vega bats for the first time for Chandler as we start the top of the third inning. Took a breaking ball for a strike. Fastball misses outside, and they count 1-1. Ball foul to the backstop, and the count moves to 1-2. And a breaking ball misses. The count goes to 2-2. A slow ground ball cut off by the third baseman, and that gives Apodaca enough time to make the throw over. And that's the reasoning behind it there for baseball fans. You get that third baseman to come over and cut off everything they can. That momentum going over toward first base shortens the throw. And Vega out by several steps over at first base. So leadoff hitter retired, the batter Robbie Hanford. First one, a Hanford, a ball. And a pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Pitch for a strike, and the count 1-2. Ball fouled off. One out, base is empty. Top of the third inning, 4-0 Westwood as they lead Chandler in the championship game in the Futures Division of the 2016 National Classic. Fly ball into center field, and not able to put it away there. Espinoza had trouble fighting the sun, and Hanford hustles his way to second base. So runner into scoring position is Hanford with one out, of the batter Drew Gallegos. First one off the plate, ball one. Gallegos let it off for Chandler in the first inning, grounded out to get things started. And a fly ball into right field. And the catch made. Runner stays put near second base. And so the out recorded in right field for out number 2, and the batter will be Cody Brown. A runner takes off, and the throw off the glove of Apodaca, that'll bring a run in. So Chandler forces the issue a little bit there. Hanford takes off and steals third, and then an error brings him home. And Chandler on the board in the third inning, now trailing Westwood by a score of 4-1. Next one to Brown, misses for a ball. So Cody up there now with 2 outs, and the base is empty. A run in for Chandler. 1-1 they count on Brown with Luke Bass next. And the ball fouled off, and the count goes to 1-2. And a curveball over for a called third strike gets Brown and ends the Chandler third inning. But the Lobos get a run. It's unearned here in the top of the third inning. They do it without a base hit. Couple of errors in the inning. And after 2.5, Chandler now trails Westwood by a score of 4-1. Three, 4, and 5 of the order for Westwood in the bottom of the third inning, and they'll face a new pitcher as Isaac Contreras is out to throw the third. And he'll get a ground ball out to short. Manzo there and on to first base. That's in time. So for the first time in the Westwood innings, the leadoff hitter is retired. A 6-3 ground out gets Espinosa. The batter will be Jose Apodaca. With Contreras taking over on the mound, then for the Lobos, Trevor Vega is the new second baseman. First pitch to Apodaca outside for a ball. Swing and a miss, and they count 1-1. Another swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Luke Bass went 2 innings for the Lobos. He gave up 4 runs, but all 4 of those runs unearned. Gave up 3 hits in those 2 innings and a ground ball foul. Still a ball and 2 strikes. And that ball popped up on the right side. Vega's going to get a chance. New second baseman in there, and he'll make the play. That's out number 2. Ball 1 to Kiki Cardenas, who singled back in the first inning. And a pitch for a strike, and they count 1-1. Next one inside, and it's 2-1. 2 outs, base is empty. Bottom of the third inning, Westwood leading Chandler 4-1. And that ball off the end of the bat, pulled, backhanded by Vega, and on to first base. And Contreras comes in and has a nice 1-2-3 inning. First one for Chandler pitchers. The 4-3 ground out ends it, and after 3, our score remains Westwood 4 and Chandler 1. Three, 4, and 5 in the order for Chandler in the 4th as Luke Bass takes ball 1. Now 2 balls and no strikes. And a pitch over for a strike, and it's 2-1. Bass had a base hit his first time up. Francisco Martinez, Dalton Coleman to follow for the Lobos in the fourth as they trail 4-1. Yeah, the count goes to 2-2 to the leadoff hitter in the fourth inning. Pitch off the plate, 3-2 the count. Yeah, that's over for a called third strike. Bass not able to pull the trigger, and he's the first down of the fourth. First pitch to Martinez over for a strike. Francisco walked his first time up. And a hard shot gets past the shortstop Carrillo in the left field, and that's a base hit for Martinez. A one-out single. And it brings up Dalton Coleman. Swing and a miss, Coleman. Strike one. Dalton bounced into a 4-6-3 double play to end the first inning for the Lobos. Takes off the plate and they count 1-1. And next pitch over for a strike, and they count 1-2. And a pitch elevated, lifted into shallow center. It bounces, but they'll have a play at second base. And Martinez just hung out in no man's land there. Not much he can do. Got to wait to see if it's going to drop so he doesn't get doubled up at first. And instead, it becomes a force at second base. So Martinez out 8-6. And Coleman aboard at first on a fielder's choice. And now 2 outs with a runner at first. And the batter is Isaac Contreras. And a breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike one. Off the plate. One ball, one strike. Cardenas running his next one on the way, and it's a breaking ball bounced over to the third baseman Apodaca. He's going to go the short way to second, and that is in time to get Coleman a 5-4 force, retires the lead base runner, and it's a fielder's choice off the bat of Contreras to end the Chandler fourth inning. For the Lobos, no runs, a hit, and one left after 3.5. Chandler trails Westwood by a score of 4-1. Michael Perez starts things off in the first inning of the bottom of the fourth, rather. It's Perez, Buck, and Lavario. A foul tip into the glove, a strike, and the count 1-1. Perez struck out back in the first. And the next one bounced in there, 3-1 the count. There, that's ball 4, so Perez walks to begin the bottom of the 4th. A big lead over at first, but the runner back as the first pitch bounces in for a ball. Well, Schuyler got it done for Westwood in the bottom of the 1st inning, a 2-run double. Doubled the advantage at that point. Westwood was up 2-0, and that double made it 4-0. And with the runner going, that ball pushed over on the first base side, picked up, and a throw on to first is in time for the out. But again, the runner moved up 90 feet as Perez goes to second base, and the batter will be A.J. Lavario. First one to Lavario low for a ball. Now 2-0 the count. It's a 4-pitch walk to the number 8 hitter. Lavario goes to first base. Second walk of the inning, and now 2 aboard with 1 out for Emilio Ibarra. First a timeout from the Chandler dugout. We play in the bottom of the 4th. Westwood leads Chandler 4-1. First pitch to Ibarra low for a ball. Runner takes off. Throw goes to third base. And it's not in time. A double steal executed by Westwood. And next pitch off the plate. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Ibarra. I believe that's 8 in a row now out of the strike zone. 4-pitch walk to Lavario, 4-pitch walk to Ibarra. And that loads the bases for Dylan Date. First pitch over for a strike. The 0-1 pitch popped up. That's over the backstop, out of play, and it's 0-2. Yeah, that's over the outside corner, a called third strike to get Date for out number 2. So 3 walks in the inning, but Isaac Contreras is a pitch away from getting out of any trouble, or any damage anyway. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Top of the order, Max Carrillo at the plate facing Contreras. And the first pitch off the plate, ball 1. 4-1 our score as we play in the bottom of the 4th. Now 2-0 the count. Yeah, that pitch over for a strike, and the count 2-1. Popped up first base side, and that's going to get just out of play. Two and two on Carrillo. Yeah, this is kind of the action pitch here for Contreras. You don't want to go to 3-2 with the bases loaded, otherwise the runners can take off. So he wants to try to get it done here on 2-2, and the pitch is low and away. It will go to 3-2, and now the runners will get a chance to go. Perez at third, Lavario at second, Ibarra at first. All 3 runners on by way of a free pass on ball 4. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The runners go, and it's low and away, and it's ball 4. 4th walk of the inning, and that forces in a run. Perez scores to make it 5-1 Westwood. And the batter is Eric Ortiz. Eric Ortiz in. He faces a new pitcher, Francisco Martinez, and takes high for ball 1. Yeah, that pitch over for a strike. The count 1-1. Check of the runner, the 1-1 pitch. Over but low, 2-1. And that pitch for a strike, 2-2 the count. Bases full, 2 outs, a run in for Westwood. And a slow tapper, going to be a tough play. Picked up there, fired across to first, short hops, gets away and into shallow right field. 2 runs will score on the play. Going to have to check on the first baseman, Coleman. He took a bad hop there, maybe off the knee. He hobbles around a little bit. And I could tell when that ball came off the bat, as I said, it was going to be a tough play. Especially with a new third baseman in there, because Martinez, who started at third, is now on the mound. So new third baseman in, and that throw over to first, not close, and got away. And as I said, a couple of runs score on the play. So now it's first and third with 2 outs. 3 runs in for Westwood in the 4th inning. They lead 7-1. And the batter is Edgar Espinosa. Throw over and a throw away down the first base line as Rodriguez is out there running. Drew the throw over to first, and it was a high throw from the pitcher Martinez. Another error in the inning brings in another run. Ball fouled off the bat of Espinosa. So Westwood follows up a 4-run first inning with 4 in the fourth. They lead 8-1. And a breaking ball over for a strike in the count 0-2. And down on strikes goes Espinosa, and that ends the inning, but a good one for Westwood as they score 4 times, and after 4, they lead Chandler 8-1. First pitch is ball 1 to begin the 5th inning. Efrain Manzo at the plate. Now 2 balls and no strikes. And now 3-0. And that's ball 4. So 4-pitch walk after Westwood scores 4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that free pass to Manzo puts him at first base to lead off the 5th, the batter Brent Renteria. First one to Renteria, misses for a ball. A half swing and a foul ball. Evens the count at 1-1. Cardenas with a pitch on the way and a breaking ball over the outside corner, a strike. It's 1-2. And down on strikes. Throw over to first with a runner back. So Renteria strikes out. Manzo had to hurry back to the bag at first. And now 1 on and 1 out for Trevor Vega. Now, first one to Vega over for a strike. Throw over to first and the runner back. Vega grounded out his first time up. Pop up on the first base side will get out of play. Next one misses. Throw it down to first base and the runner back. And Cardenas ready, and the pitch. And that looked good. Called a ball, 2-2. Check of the runner in the pitch, and a breaking ball fought off. And we stay at 2-2. And that pitch pretty good. Called the ball, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes on Vega. Hanford next. And a breaking ball misses for ball 4. Yeah, that pitch really wasn't close, but a couple others sure were. Now 2 aboard with 1 out as we play in the top of the 5th inning. Chandler trailing Westwood 8-1. First pitch high, ball 1. Hanford hit a fly ball into center field that was lost in the sun by Espinoza. Now we get a timeout out of the Westwood dugout. We play in the top of the 5th. Chandler trails 8-1. And after the timeout, the next pitch misses away. 2 balls and no strikes on Hanford, the number 10 hitter in the Chandler order. Their leadoff man in the on-deck circle in the form of Drew Gallegos. 2 aboard and 1 out. Runner from second takes off. Pitch is a strike. Throw down to third, not in time. Going to go to second. The trailing runner just gets in under the tag. Vega very late taken off there and nearly got thrown out. Instead, both runners safe. And so 2 in scoring position for the Lobos with 1 out in the inning. Pitch low and in, 3 balls and 1 strike. And Cardenas with a 3-1. That's over for a strike. And they count 3-2. Cardenas ready again. Here comes a 3-2 pitch, and it got him. Threw it right down the middle. And a called third strike. 2 away in the inning. So 2 down as we turn the order over for Drew Gallegos. And Gallegos hammers one to left field. That's going to get over the head of the left fielder and go almost to the warning track. One run will score. A second run scores. And it makes it 8-3. Gallegos wasn't going to waste any time there. He didn't want to get deep in the count at all. Instead, he delivers the two-run double over the head of the left fielder, and the score rather goes to 8-3. And now time called. And a fastball over for a strike to Cody Brown. Runner goes, pitch high, throw to third, not in time, that gets through. And the throw will be cut off, not in time to the plate. A stolen base and an error. And another run is in to make it 8-4. Ball and a strike on Cody Brown as he tries to start it up with 2 outs and hits a line drive foul outside of third base. He broke his bat on that last foul ball. And a breaking ball is off the plate. And they count 2-2. And that time it was the catcher on his way to the dugout, and Cardenas about halfway to the first baseline. And they got him with a swing and a miss to end the inning. But Chandler responds after Westwood scores 4 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Chandler comes back and scores 3 in the top of the 5th. After 4 1/2, they trail by a score of 8-4. Four, 5, and 6 in the order in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jose Apodaca takes low for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch fouled out of play on the first base side of the count, 1-1. Westwood with 4 runs in the bottom of the 1st, 4 more in the 4th. For Chandler, they scored 1 run in the 3rd, and they scored 3 times in the 5th inning. 8 for our scores. We play in the bottom of the 5th. It's the Futures Division Championship game of the 2016 National Classic. Now the 2-1 pitch. And that's grounded back up the middle and into center field. A leadoff base hit for Apodaca. That brings up Kiki Cardenas. First pitch over the outside corner, strike 1. Cardenas 1 for 2. Showing bunt, takes a breaking ball high, 1-1. Bunt again, pull the bat back, and the count goes to 2-1. And a swing and a miss for Cardenas. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a ball fouled out of play. Westwood trying to add on in the bottom of the 5th. And the runner goes on a 2-2 and the ball fouled out of play. Throw over to first and the runner back. They got bullpen activity on both sides as we play in the 5th. High pop-up, shallow left, in fact just onto the outfield grass. And it's the shortstop Manzo with the play. Runner heads back to first base, and Cardenas the first out of the inning. The Lobos already on their 3rd pitcher of the day. And they've got, as I said, another one warming up, although now they've come in to the dugout. For Westwood, Kiki Cardenas has gone the whole way, 5 innings to this point, but a right-hander getting loose. 1 on and 1 out for Michael Perez. Turn and a throw to first and the runner back. And next pitch high. And a ground ball under the glove of Bass, and no play. Manzo got over there to get a piece of it, kept it from going deep into left field, but it'll go as an infield base hit and put 2 runners aboard. Apodaca to second, Perez aboard at first with 1 out in the inning. First pitch fouled back and off the face mask of the catcher Brown. 8-4 the score as we play in the bottom of the 5th. And the next one bounced in there and blocked by Brown. Took a little off there and gets the pitch over for a strike. And the next pitch low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch inside hits Schuyler, and he's on to first base. So a hit batter loads the bases. We'll bring up A.J. Lavario. These two teams met yesterday. Westwood beat Chandler 12-5. As Westwood went 3-0 through pool play, while Chandler went 2-1. Again, that's one loss to Westwood yesterday. Bases loaded, one out. Lavario ready. And a slow ground ball to the first baseman. He'll go home. And then a throw on to first. Not in time. Martinez hustles over to cover at first, but they get the lead runner. A 1-2 force of Apodaca as the second out. Bases stay loaded, and the batter is Emilio Ibarra. For Westwood, then in pool play, 12-1 winners over the Scottsdale Demons. I mentioned the 12-5 win over Chandler, and then they beat Team Dinger 8-6. First one to Ibarra, low for a ball, blocked again by Brown. And a hard hit ground ball, fielded by Vega, and on to first base in time. And this side retired. Threat over for Westwood in the fifth. No runs, 2 hits, plus a hit batter. They leave the bases loaded after 5 innings of play. The score remains Westwood 8 and Chandler 4. The first pitch of ball as we get underway in the top of the 6th inning. Luke Bass leads it off. Lays off the next pitch. It's high, and it's 2-0. Bass, Martinez, Coleman scheduled for the Lobos in the 6th. And the next pitch low, and it's 3-0. And a 3-0 pitch over for a strike. It's 3-1. Bass with a single in the first. Was called out on strikes in the 4th. And did not go around on the appeal. It's ball 4 and a leadoff walk to Bass. He's on his way to first base. And the batter is Francisco Martinez. And a hard hit ground ball, snared on one hop, throw to second base in time. Well, that's a pretty play on both sides there, as Carrillo, the shortstop, had to go a long way and snared the one hopper. And then Date hustling over to get to the bag to cover. That throw on the money, and it's a 6-4 force of Bass. Martinez aboard on the fielder's choice. He'll leave for a courtesy runner. And the batter will be Dalton Coleman. That first pitch bounced in and blocked by the catcher Ortiz. And I believe it's Alex Solis. Solis, I believe, at the plate. But the concern, the question might be who should be running over there at first base. And they'll work on the lineups there to get it sorted out. So after all the discussion, everything stays the same as far as the runners go. Again, it's Alex Solis batting for Coleman. And then it's Robbie Hanford that's on to run at first base. And that was the question, if he's the correct runner. I don't know the rules. I don't know that they're different tournament to tournament. I'm sure they're not. The interpretation might be different. That it's typically the previous out is who comes out as a courtesy runner, unless you have subs. And there's a fly ball hit well out to center field, and that's going to get over the head of Espinoza. And Hanford is on his horse. He's going to come around third base. They're going to send him home. Here comes the relay throw to the plate. It is overthrown. The ball was not backed up. And the throw was not backed up, rather, as Cardenas was a little bit slow getting back behind the plate. And I don't know that it would have mattered because that throw sailed so much that Solis got his way around to third base. Give him credit for an RBI double. A run is in to make it 8-5. And now another run 90 feet away, and we get a second timeout from the Westwood dugout. We play in the top of the sixth inning. It is 8-5. Pitching change for Westwood as Edgar Espinoza is on the pitch. And his first one to Isaac Contreras over for a strike. Runner at third with one out, a run in, and the infield is in. And the pitch is inside and hits Contreras. You know, not what Espinoza wanted to do there, to put another base runner on. But Contreras to first base. And now after Westwood scored 4 in the bottom of the first inning and led 4-0, then after leading 4-1, scored 4 more in the fourth. They led 8-1 at one point. Chandler scored 3 in the fifth to cut it to 8-4. They've added 1 already in the sixth to make it 8-5. And now the tying run is at the plate in the top of the sixth inning with 1 out. Manzo ready to step in with runners at first and third and 1 out for the Chandler Lobos. Runner from first base takes off, throw not going to be in time. In fact, well off the mark, so a stolen base. Manzo with a single in the second, a walk, and a run scored in the fifth. And the pitch over for a strike. It is 1-1. Another pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-2. Check swing, and did not go around, says the base umpire. 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch is low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Check of the runner, and that pitch not close. It's ball 4. Manzo walks for the second time. Now the base is loaded, so the tying run is aboard at first base. The go-ahead run at the plate for the Lobos, and the batter is Brent Renteria. And the first pitch high, ball 1. Renteria has struck out twice. And a pitch high, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch helped out there, up out of the strike zone, but a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. mentioned the Lobos went 2-1. They beat Team Dinger 4-2 and shut out the Scottsdale Demons 8-0 in pool play. There's a pop-up, shallow right. This is going to be a tough play. Long run and out of the reach of the second baseman. One run will score. Throw into the middle of the infield. That'll go as an RBI bloop single for Renteria to score Solis. Bases remain loaded. It's now 8-6. And the batter is Trevor Vega. Contreras at third, Manzo at second, Renteria at first. And another Westwood timeout. Playing in the sixth, it's 8-6. And Espinoza gets the first one across to Vega for strike one. The 0-1 pitch. Little half swing, pushed foul, first base side, and it's 0-2. Still only one out of the inning. A walk started it, a fielder's choice. Led to the out. An RBI double brought in the first run and then a pitching change. Since then, a hit batter, a walk, and a single. Pitch inside, 1-2. One and two on Vega. Off the plate, 2-2. Vega grounded out in the third inning, walked and scored in the fifth. 2 balls, 2 strikes with nowhere to put Trevor Vega. 1 out in the inning. Tying run at second. And a tardy swing and a miss. Vega strikes out for out number 2. And the batter is Robbie Hanford. 8-6 the score as we play in the top of the sixth. A swing and a miss. Strike one. Espinoza working out of the windup with the bases full. The 1-strike pitch. A swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And the 0-2. Inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That pitch low and away, 2-2. Espinoza looking for the final out here in the 6th inning. And he got it with a called third strike over the outside corner. And that ends the inning. Chandler makes noise in the 6th, scoring twice. After 5.5, they trail 8-6. Ten, 1, and 2 in the order for Westwood in the bottom of the 6th. Dylan Date takes strike one. The 0-1 pitch. It's Hardy with a swing, and it's 0-2. Date with a walk in the 2nd, a strikeout in the 4th. It's a Futures Division Championship game of the 2016 National Classic from Papago Park. The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Date strikes out to begin the 6th inning. And we turn the order over for Max Carrillo. Carrillo reached out an error back in the 1st inning and scored a run, then hit a fly ball to right field. Walked with the bases loaded and scored in the 4th. So if he gets on, he gets in. At least that's how it's been today, as the first one from Francisco Martinez goes to the backstop for ball 1. Again, Westwood got the scoring started. They scored 4 times in the bottom of the first inning. The Lobos responded with a run in the top of the third. Westwood scored 4 more in the bottom of the fourth inning. They led 8-1 after 4. There's a fly ball. That's hit well out to left center field. And that's down between the outfielders. Extra bases for Carrillo as he pulls in at second with a 1-out double. But after the 4-run fourth inning for Westwood, they went up 8-1. Chandler started getting after it. They scored 3 in the top of the fifth inning to make it 8-4. They added 2 more in the sixth to make it 8-6. And that's our score now as we play in the bottom of the sixth inning. Runner at second base and 1 out for Eric Ortiz, the catcher. And the first one fouled back and out of play. Breaking ball blocked by Brown, stopped right at his feet, and Carrillo didn't get a very good read out there. He didn't take off from second base. 8-6 our score, bottom of the sixth inning. Ortiz looking for his first base hit. Takes the next pitch low, and it's 2-1. Ortiz grounded out in the first, grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to end the second, and then reached on an error in the fourth. Check back to second, the 2-1 pitch. And it's a fly ball. That's hit well out to left field. And still going back, and a diving catch by the left fielder. Bounces off the turf. That's kind of how hard he hit there, reaching out and able to make the catch in left field. Play of the game right there. And Carrillo, had that ball gotten over the head of the left fielder, Carrillo would have scored. He was about 2/3 of the way to third base, and instead he had to get back to the bag. So now a runner at second with 2 away for Edgar Espinoza. And there's a line drive into shallow left field. And the runner will be held at third base. It's Isaac Contreras out there in left field that made that great catch. But a base hit for Edgar Espinoza. Now he's at first, Carrillo at third, and the batter is Jose Apodaca with 2 outs in the Westwood sixth inning. They lead 8-6, trying to add another 1 or 2 or 3 here in the bottom of the sixth inning before Chandler bats in the seventh, and the Lobos will send up the top of the order. Bunt shown. That's just to try to get that runner to second on the steal. And Espinoza is in with the stolen base. It is a strike to Apodaca. So now 2 in scoring position. And it takes you out of a forced play at second base. Apodaca walked and scored in the first, popped out in the third, and then singled in the fifth. 1 for 2 on the day. The next one misses for a ball, and the count 1-1. Martinez with a set and the 1-1 pitch. And a breaking ball fouled off, and the count 1-2. One and 2 on Apodaca. Cardenas next for Westwood. And a ball fouled off. in the top of the order. Coming up for the Lobos in the top of the 7th inning, chasing at least 2. Trying to hold it right there. Westwood trying to add more. The 1-2 pitch. Up and in, and a swing and a miss. Got him. And so a couple of zeros to end the 5th and the 6th for Westwood. In the 6th inning, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 runners left on. Westwood has left 8 runners on through 6 innings. And we go to the 7th. Westwood still leading Chandler by a score of 8-6. Drew Gallegos in to start it off in the 7th inning, and a ground ball rolled down to short, picked up there and on to first base in time. 1 pitch and 1 out as Carrillo throws out Gallegos. 6-3 on the ground out. And the batter is Cody Brown. And the first pitch over but low, I guess. Ball 1. Plate umpire flinched a bit as though he was going to come up to call a strike and stopped himself. Yeah, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. And the next pitch inside, 2 balls and a strike. 1 out, base is empty, top of the 7th. Chandler trailing 8-6. And the next pitch high, 3-1. And that's ball 4. That'll put a runner aboard and bring the tying run to the plate in the 7th inning. So Brown will come off. Courtesy runner coming out should be Drew Gallegos. Bass 1 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to Bass. Near the outside corner, a called strike. Throw over to first and the runner back. Runner goes, the ball hit on the ground, out to second. The play will be to first base, and that's in time. And that's out number 2. Now by getting that runner started early, they avoid the force at second base and a potential double play ball. Now the batter, Francisco Martinez, tying run at the plate, 2 outs in the 7th. Chandler trailing 8-6. First pitch, ball 1. The next one bounced in there, and it's 2-0. 2-0 on Martinez. The pitch. It's a swing and a miss. And it's 2-1. Two-one pitch over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 2-2. Runner got a big jump and a slow hit ground ball under the glove of the shortstop into center field. We'll get a run in, and it's 8-7. Again, it was a slow hit ball, kind of a do or die situation. It goes under the glove of Carrillo by quite a bit, really, and so that might go as a base hit. I don't know. Could call the error, I suppose, but again, because it was such a slow hit ball, I don't know that they would have had a chance to make a play at first anyway. What we do know is another run is in. The run in makes it 8-7, and now we're asking again about who the right courtesy runner is going to be. And it's Luke Bass that's out to run at second base, or at first base rather, for Martinez. And the batter is Alex Solis. So the tying run at first, and the go-ahead run at the plate, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. And the first pitch, a strike. Easy toss over to first and the runner back. This is the Futures Division Championship game in the 2016 National Classic. Getting the money's worth today as we're a little more than 2 hours and 20 minutes old. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And a swing and a miss, and that'll do it as Solis strikes out. He had an RBI double his first time up, but this time strikes out, and that ends the ball game. Westwood Chandler gets a run in the top of the 7th inning on 1 hit, and they leave 1, and we go final as Chandler falls to Westwood by a score of 8-7. Unofficial totals on the ball game for Chandler: 7 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors, and 7 runners left on base. For Westwood, 8 runs on 7 hits. They commit 3 errors, and they leave 8 runners on base. So that will do it as Westwood claims the Futures Division Championship of the 2016 National Classic. And that will do it. Again, our final score, it's Westwood 8 and Chandler 7 from Papago Park. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long, and we hope to talk to you again soon.